What's up guys, Shouri here, and today we're going to be looking at the Stormbringer. First, a gameplay, and a question I have to ask you guys, and I really want to know what you think. And then we're going to go over Rip's Reddit post that he made about the Stormbringer, and some of your guys' comments on it, and what I think about what he wrote, and what the comments wrote. So, the first thing I want to ask you guys is the Stormbringer fixed? I only really used it in this one game, so I don't actually know the answer to this question. I've seen some people use it, some of them to great effect. This is also with aim assist on, so before the update, I was not able to play this gun unless I had aim off. And I know a lot of you had the same registration problems I did. But in this game, the only shots I missed are because I'm terrible, not because they didn't register. So I'm wondering, are they fixed? And is this a good weapon? With everyone using Icebreaker, the limitations the gun does end up having kind of get solved, to be honest. Like, you can start picking people off, it stops being like 4-shot kills. A lot of the really big problems with this gun kind of go away with the more of your teammates that have Icebreaker. And when those people get lit up, it is super easy to see them, super easy to get, like, the kill on them. I mean, you get the headshot, and you end up getting a lot of points. And this weapon still has some of its problems. But, like I said, with Icebreaker, it does help a lot. And with no Orochi, like, everywhere, that also helps. It's a very mobile weapon. A lot about this gun is good. I really like it. It's really fun to use. And if you're one of those people who just like this kind of scope, this gun, I'm pretty sure works. Again, this is literally the only game I played with it. So I'm not 100% sure if it's fixed or if I just had a lucky game. And I was going to make this video about Rip's Reddit post, and I figured I would just add this in here because it's a big question and I don't know the answer to it. So I'd like to know in the comment section if any of you guys have used this gun and it works, then please let me know. I want to know if that registration problem's fixed. If so, I'll use this gun more and see what I can do with it. I especially think this might be a great option for the event, where if you use the Icebreaker, you're going to get your kills stolen a lot, which can really hurt you by lighting people up. But if everyone else is lighting people up and you're picking them off with this gun, which shoots really fast, I think this could be a great option for that. Okay, so here we're going to go on Rip's Reddit post. Don't worry guys, I'm going to read everything for you. The Stormbringer review. So, I've had this weapon maxed out since the first day it was released in hopes to have a good new option to compete with. I'll also say, I know it's early, and considering you need time to get acquainted with each map and how to use it properly with the right tactical approach. With that said, I'd like to address the mechanics of the weapon along with the pros and cons. Pros: fast fire rate, it's good for no-scoping, and it's good for peek shots. Cons: range, accuracy, control, power, and no perk. So, the main pros of the weapon allow you to do peek shots pretty good around corners, but that's easily countered by an unskilled Orochi placement. Side note from Shouri, this was written before the Orochi balance patch. I'm just really slow at videos, sorry. So I'll get back to reading what he wrote. Its fire rate is fast, but it has little to no control, and what I've been trying to practice since I've had the weapon is how to master controlling it. The rifle has a lot of potential to be good, but it feels like it requires more skill than the average weapon, and like Orion, the mechanics feel overly complicated. Considering the environment of weapons you have to compete with, it's been rough training with it. And the weapon's cons destroy most of the weapon's potential. It's outranged by every rifle, and trying to be sneaky when most players use Orochi and it just makes every effort in vain. The plethora of sensor-based rifles like Icebreaker, Quicksilver, Scout, and Orochi all have more power per shot along with better perks, and the same fire rate. So my question is to the devs, how did you design this weapon to compete with other rifles? And can you show an exhibition video of how it's intended to be used? Because, as it stands, as much as I enjoy using the rifle, why would I pick this over any other sensor-based rifles? Overall, the weapon score out of 5 stars is only a 2. I'll go over what I think at the end, just so I keep the continuity of what he wanted to lay out, and then I'll give you guys my thoughts after. Unlike most of us who just complain about how GOB sucks, RIP actually gives solutions, which is the main reason I'm doing this video and why I love it. Here's my feedback of what it needs to become a competitor. First off, the first shot damage buff should be equal to the second shot. Why would you nerf the first shot? Second, a perk buff. Considering the Orochi poison makes you slower than the ice perk shot, the Icebreaker marks you every shot. The Quicksilver is very strong every shot. It basically makes this perk irrelevant. I have to wait for 2 shots to land, and only with the third shot, it's going to slow them, which means they're already going to basically be dead. When other guns can kill in 1 and 2 shots, that's just failure by design. I suggest every shot have the ice perk ability, as this would be the only thing that makes this gun worth using, and giving it an identity. Third, recalibrate the scope mechanics so this weapon does not lose control so fast. Fourth, the third shot buildup on the scope lights should just be a stronger shot, not when the perks are activated, which is far too late. Fifth, fix the recoil glitch. When I shoot at non-moving targets and a head glitch, my shots don't register at all. Considering how weak and inaccurate it is, that just kills its potential. Since it needs 4 headshots with Darkstalker, it just kills it when you have shots not registering, so the gun has to work properly. Sixth, a speed perk. After eliminating an enemy, you would get 10% speed buff for 3 seconds. This will help you gain momentum and truly put you in place to use the style of shooting Stormbringer can excel at. If none of this is done, you can just add this to the collection of unusable/broken weapons on the list of 2020. Exorcist, the Chopper, Stormbringer, and honestly the Orochi is by far the worst weapon ever brought to the game. Totally destroyed all skills, so bringing weapons like Storm, which is skill-based, makes no sense in an unskilled game. Once again, not sure who approves these specs, but all of this could easily have been prevented by allowing select members from the community to be a part of the balance testing process. If it's not approved by pro players, then it's approved by noobs, which is why nobody even uses any of the new weapons content. This is where I'm going to tell you what I think. So, RIP makes a ton of good points, and some of these actually I think got addressed in the update. But this post was made a month ago, so he didn't know about the update, and I think that it might be in a great place, especially if they did fix the registration problems. So, the biggest place that me and him differ is he thinks that what they did with this gun is bad. And obviously the not registering shots thing where the gun just doesn't work, that's terrible. But it not being Orochi is a good thing. They don't want to make the game worse. And I can appreciate that. And having some more skill-based stuff is better. Obviously it's not going to be the best gun in the world. And Exorcist is a nightmare that is the dumbest thing they ever did. Before you can even get your first shot off, someone's going to bear trap knife you and you die. So that gun's just written off forever. And I think Chopper is as good as an assault rifle can be with Berserker and Orochi at full strength. Assault rifles just aren't very good, to be honest. And Chopper could be better. And its ability is randomized. So it's not a consistent weapon. It'll never be a consistent weapon. And all non-consistent weapons are basically not good, because you can't rely on them to be good 100% of the time, which makes them bad in a lot of situations, especially at high-level play. So RIP's never going to like Chopper. And it is usable, and especially at lower levels, without Orochis, and without it being as fiercely competitive, it works. It's a good enough assault rifle. I honestly don't think they should be bringing more assault rifles out, but they did it again with this event. We'll see how the suppressor goes. Its ability might end up being good. We'll see. But honestly, with Orochi being nerfed, and it's changing things up a lot, and with everyone using icebreakers, I think this gun might have a shot. But he is 100% right. It needs to start slowing on the very first shot, and maybe the first 2 shots do a little bit more damage, even if it is at the expense of the third shot doing less damage. Because right now, if you miss that third shot as a headshot, like, you just get destroyed. Instead of like 2,900 damage, you do like a 1,200 body shot, and that is devastating. So I would really like to see the gap between the first 2 shots and the third shot kind of get closer. That way, if you have a bad body shot, then you don't just get screwed. It's not a good design. But I don't want them to just design Orochis and other noob weapons, because that's how we got in this problem where everyone quit the game, so we have really long wait times and we play the same exact people every time. I also like his speed buff idea. Make it just like Daredevil Pants, but 20% speed with 3 seconds after a kill, and that way you can have the extra mobility so you can get those multi-kills and really make this gun what it should be. Sorry for this being such a long video, guys. Those are pretty much all my thoughts on what he said, and I will now read some of the comments, and I'll make it quick so we can finally end the video. Again, sorry guys. Rip says, let me know how you guys feel about the Stormbringer, and let me know if you guys have any successes. Ambitious Sun 524. Only have mine at level 2, but it feels like garbage. It's supposed to be good for running and quickscoping, but the control is ridiculous. 4 or 5 shots to hit the target and get the perk. By then it's too late and you're dead with a really cool looking rifle, but otherwise it's useless. I would agree, but honestly I think they have fixed it. I hope you guys can confirm that. And again, the perk for slowing should be every shot, not just the third shot. J. Edgar 2018. I actually like Stormbringer. Maxed it super fast. You just need to master the recoil and scope. Exorcist is a beast with Mirage. Rip replies, so you can show me a video of you performing versus pros with Storm and Exorcist? I like Storm and Exorcist and have a little bit of success with that combo of Mirage and X, but curious to see how others use it. If it's first random noobs, it honestly doesn't mean anything. Ha 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 ha. Mr. Seabest 79. Why the chopper is so much hated. I use it actually, with my little account, and it's great. Maybe in higher leagues or level it'll become useless, but I actually like it more than Survivor, for example. You answered your own statement. It's hated because it's only for low levels, but it's advertised as for all levels, and it's worthless. Shouri would like to add that Survivor's definitely way better, so don't use Chopper over Survivor. Suspicious Pin 8495. Stormbringer has a lot of potential, but definitely needs fine-tuning in the next balance patch. Increasing the first and second shot damage and increasing the accuracy would go a long way. I personally love the scope. I get lost in Icebreaker scope at times. Man, if you could put Stormbringer scope on Icebreaker, I'd be in heaven. Shuri's response. I think they might have fixed it, and honestly, it's good the way it is. It just needs that extra slow for real on every shot. And if you could get the shots more close together, that way the third shot, if it's a body shot, doesn't destroy you, I think it's a good idea. Anyways, thank you guys for listening to this super long video if you made it this far. And please come watch Annie and I stream tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as we do every Monday and Wednesday. We hope to see you there, and again, sorry this is so long.